delicioso day. Delicioso day.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, and perhaps even good evening. Thank you so much for a 3D session that we haven't had here for a long time. Good to see you all, like Miss Nancy, Mr. Nico, Mr. Matthew, aka Rosie's Gym. How is Rosie today? Is she still in the gym? I hope so. I hope so. There's also Miss Julia, I heard giggling earlier, and Dradhai was here. I don't know if you're still there. Anyone else who's not in the chat, you're so welcome. Thank you so much for joining me for a funky little session of, doodling in 3D in the company of friends. I have been buying up some Synty assets. There's a massive funky little sale on right now, and that Synty, or the Polygon Nature Biomes Season 1, combines 3 biome packets, both for Unity and Unreal Engine, and we get something like this. It's currently available for $75, and I thought this sounds like a great thing to check out. So Synty are known for their low poly sets as well as characters, and this is one of their fairly recent offerings, which is like a fully built level, and you get 3 of them. You get this kind of swampland, this tropical affair here, and that's basically a ready-made level that you can start putting your game in, and you only have to worry about logic in that case, and often that is really difficult to come by, and I haven't had a look at these, so I'm wondering if we can do this on the stream. So my plan then is to have a look at the sets, at least one of them, perhaps all of them. They look beautiful, don't they? They have all that stylized look and feel to them. So really funky. So my idea is to put them together into somewhat of a playable demo. So I'm not just going to have a look at them, but I'm also going to turn a Synty character into a playable character. So I'm going to target them like with live retargeting to the Unreal Engine 5 mannequin, so we can kind of run around, and ideally eventually I'm going to have a little playable demo project that you guys can have a look at, and then run around in all 3 levels. So that was a swampland, and these are that's just a forest. So they all look really nice, and I think I'm going to go and start with, look at that. I'm going to go and start with the jungle, because that's the one I'm most interested in. So I've downloaded the zip files, and let's begin the journey, perhaps after putting some funky music on, because of course we need chillaxing music here for my funky little lo-fi playlists. How about this one here? That should get us through the day. I don't know how long this is going to take. This might take over 2 hours. This might take no longer than 10 minutes, at which point I give up. All of these things are possible, but bear with me, hang out, and we'll see what we can do. CASG, how's it going? Yee-hoo! Good to see you too, buddy. Let's start with a bit of prep work then in regards to extracting these things. So they all come as zip files. Unity and Unreal Engine projects are included. These are them. This is everything that came with the download. So I'm going to go and grab the manual one here. Manual installation. We want the one for Unreal 4.25. So that's good to know. So we're going to open it actually with Unreal Engine 4 and then transfer it into the 5 asset there. We go and extract files into perhaps into here. All right, that was it. That was fast. Yep, there we go. That's that. Might as well extract all of them while we're here. So that's the Meadows pack as well. Meadows needs to go into a similar folder. What is that? There's also 4.25. Perfect. Extract files, namely here. That's fast. I like. Oh, it's still working on it. No worries. And then the Swampland. So with a bit of luck, I'll be able to combine them all into one kind of playable demo that you just run, and then maybe pick a character, pick a level, and run through it and see what happens. Like, that's the idea, you know, how far we get with that and how capable my knowledge is. Well, it remains to be seen. Remains to be seen. Biomes Tropical. Okay, so that one is Unreal Engine 4. So let's go and first of all, let's make ourselves a project in 5, and then we're going to go and open these in 4 and transfer them into that project. We're also going to need a character, and I don't really know which ones to use for that, so we'll see. Could be the city characters, could be the nightclub characters. I think nightclub I have installed, everything else I would have to install. So how have you guys been? Have you had a good Easter? Let me just know. That'd be great to know. Nico, I totally hear you. I think I've been collecting, let's just say, many of the DAZ Easter eggs. I'm not sure if I'm sure I haven't got all of them. I'm sure there's a couple missing. I think I only really got 2 products because I was always missing 1 egg. They came out so long after Easter. I should have done that in the run-up towards Easter, not like a month after. Crazy stuff. But hey. Let's see. So game projects, we probably want a 3rd-person project for this, and I'm going to call this one Biomes Demo, Synty Biomes Demo. Also spell it correctly, Biomes Demo. Quality is good. Starter content, let's not have it right now. We can always bring it in later. See how that goes. Unreal Engine is just such a minefield. There's just so much that you need to know to get through this. So we'll see how well it goes. I do like it. It's just so very different than all the other 3D applications that I use. But I suppose it's like with everything. Practice makes perfect. Don't think we have any plugins here, thanks. And if we go press play, then after some shader compilations, there we go. So we can run around with a regular, I think, Quinn mannequin. That's perfect. Let's go see if we can replace that with the Synty character later. But for now, we're just going to leave her in place and focus on bringing those levels in. So perfect. That is number 1. Let me go and reduce that and launch Unreal Engine 4.27. And in that respect, then open the first level. And once we've done that, I can use Unreal Engine 4 because that packet was made for that, and then migrate all the assets to my next level. See how it goes. And the bot is here as well. How exciting, bot. Welcome. Good to see you. Do you know, Nico, and I thought of you actually when these 2 IMA bundles came out. I was thinking, I'm sure Nico was going to love them. I'm glad you picked them up. Okay. There was somewhere, there was the open project, the browse project button. There we go. And it was, we're almost here. Polygon Biomes, and we're interested in the tropical jungle. That's that. Do you want to open a copy? I want to go and convert in place, actually. If conversion work has to be done. 86%, I mean, it would be rude not to. 86% off, that's basically free. That is cool. That is cool. And I did like your recent render that you posted, so you are definitely learning stuff. So it's, you know, nice to see that. Very nice to see that. It's like with so many things, sometimes it literally takes years, and then eventually small pieces fall into place, and then you're rolling, then you're rocking. I have that with clothing creation for DAS figures. can you believe it? I've been trying to do that for 10 years, and it's been, you know, I haven't released anything yet because there's always something that I don't know and some pitfall that I fall into, and it's insane the amount of knowledge that you need to do that. Using a 3D application is intense enough, but making something as a releasable product, that's like the next level, isn't it? I think I've got something in my eye here. Do I need an eye wash in the tropical jungle? And this is something else that gets me about working with 3D, especially Unreal Engine. There's a lot of waiting around going on, so it's almost like you need a second computer that you can actually use for something while you just kick the first one off, let it do things, you know. It's the world we live in, man. And then your game controller says, I do need a software upgrade, and you think, I don't have time for this, man. You're a game controller. What could there be possibly updatable inside you? Turns out I'm a supercomputer. Oh, that's good to know. I'm waiting for the day when my coffee machine has a firmware upgrade. It's bound to happen. Mr. Baracus, how's it going? Wonderful to see you. I'm gonna do a little bit with Unreal Engine. Currently basically just watching my computer load stuff. That's always nice. So join us and watch my computer load stuff. J-Loads. New series. I'm working hard on it. Yes, J-Loads. Compiling shaders, that's really not necessary. Well, okay, fine, compile shaders, it's cool. I suppose it's a large scene. That's the other thing. I suppose the biomes. But what attracted me to the biomes, let me just have a quick another look at what I'm looking at today. These biomes here from the Synty store. What attracted me to them really was the fact that often when you get a set, you get like a smallish type demo scene and all the elements that you then supposed to use to make a large level out of it. But that is a whole other job in itself. So I think one underrepresented asset on many of the stores is actually the pre-built level that you can use. Many people use the demo levels for this, but what attracted me to this is it's just a large level. So we do get the elements that we can use for level building. But those of us who don't really want to indulge in that or don't have time for that, we are kind of happy to get an off-the-shelf level, you know, off-the-shelf level, off-the-shelf character, hopefully eventually like also off-the-shelf logic. So we'll see what this looks like. So that's what attracted me to them, and I'm hoping they're gonna deliver. We'll see, shall we? 2 instances of Unreal Engine. That's gonna go well, I'm sure. Really? I love it, Baracus. Yes, it's often, I mean, this is, we take this terminology from video games, don't we? We say, or the video game says, you know, I'm loading stuff. Technically, you're not loading stuff. You're doing other stuff, which we call it loading, but it's not really loading. Like in this case, compiling shaders, 5,000 of them. That's crazy. Project names must not be longer than 20 characters. Otherwise, it's gonna be bad, man, bad. I think I can probably migrate this already over. Can I do that? Yeah, let me do that. All of this, indeed. I don't really need him to compile the shaders, but my next guy, really. Where did I save my project then? Probably in Unreal Engine projects. Synty Biomes demo, yes, in the content folder. Perfect. Perfect, so that's the migration over. I really don't need him to compile all these shaders. This might actually be better if we had a default map open that isn't the main large level, because that would only then compile the stuff when that level gets opened. So I don't need to wait for that. I'll just go bye-bye Unreal Engine. That's cool. And in here, we should have now received the nature biomes. Perfect. Now we don't need any filters, I don't think. There we go. So, maps. Let's have him compile the shaders. Oh, we have a demo scene, we have night, and we have a tropical demo scene. Got 2 demo scenes. Interesting. Let's go to the first one here. Tropical demo scene. Now we'll be hit with another shader compilation message. Let's see how it goes. Barakas, what have you been up to? How was your Easter? Jedi Survivor at launch day. Ooh, happy to be a pertinent gamer more than ever. Me too, actually. Gaming is just something like a really cool way of interactive entertainment. It's fantastic. I really love it as well. I have just, when you said launch day, I've just splurged out on the Bite Back edition of Redfall that will visit us on the 2nd of May, I believe, from Arcane Studios Austin. That's going to be nice. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be great. I'm hoping it's going to be great. So have fun with Jedi Survivor. Woohoo! When is it coming out? Was today launch day, or was it coming out in the near future? I think I had also pre-ordered the DLC for Horizon Forbidden West, but I don't think I've played the game long enough to actually be able to play the DLC. It's like a integrated mission that seamlessly integrates into the regular storyline. Hey, Emerga, how's it going? Good to see you, buddy. Ah, there we go. So shader compilation a little bit faster in Unreal Engine 5. That is good to know. Ooh, yes, the water. How exciting. Well, that means we can take our first trip through the tropics. Oh, that is beautiful, with the flying birds and everything. That is cool. Let's take a look at the guided tour. Oh, wow, look at that. The water goes and splashes against the rocks. That is cute. Do you know, it already looks exactly like what I had expected. Beautiful colors as well. Now, I don't know if I'm good enough to turn a little boat that might be anchored here and make it a drivable vehicle. I'm not sure if I'm at that point yet, but that would be good, wouldn't it? To have that, because obviously we have nearby islands to explore, half-sunken shipwrecks and all that. Beautiful! Very nice. Julia's just doing Grant's low poly modeling course, in which he's modeling a house in this type of style. That is a really cool course. And of course we have a volcano in the middle of the island. Of course we do. All right. I'm going to have a look at the other maps as well, like the night map and the other demo map. That's probably just a map that gives you the items, the individual items in the scene. There's also supposed to be somewhere, don't know where, like an interesting gate, like a stargate hidden here somewhere. I don't know if it's in this level or if it's in the other level. Something that looks completely out of this world but suggests an entrance into a sci-fi distant world, you know. Very nice. Loving it already. Oh, really? Jesus, that is uncool. Not even a 4090 can run it properly. I always wonder what were they using during testing, because otherwise they would have spotted that. Vorgestern, okay, good stuff. The day before yesterday. Some expressions in English, they're kind of interesting. Like vorgestern, we have one word for that. But in the English language, we have a description for that of the day before yesterday. Geschwister is another one, brothers and sisters. That's interesting, isn't it? Okay, so that is this level. That's nice. Let's have a look at the night level. So this was tropical demo scene. Then this is demo scene. Wonder what the difference is. Let's have a look at the regular demo scene. See if there's a, what the difference is. Oh, and then we can try to just wander around with our Unreal Engine character and see what that's like. Oh, this is, okay, that's the demo. That's basically everything that they have there. Yeah, this is the thing I meant that looks like from an ancient civilization with hieroglyphs. And I think there's emissive shaders on there as well that look quite nice. So you can embed that in the rock front and then have your players find that and go, oh my god, what's happened here? And then they're teleported to a different world or something. Fantasy running wild. Look at that bridge, man. I like it. I'm hoping we're going to see more levels, well, more assets like this asset type fully built level. I think that would be cool. That's also good add-on content I can imagine people can sell. You say requires this product, but I've made a level with it. It's also a possibility if you're a level builder. That'd be kind of good to sell those types of content. So if this was made with Unreal Engine 4, then I would imagine this doesn't have nanite on it and we'd have to go and tick it on every object. That might be a nice little script. Okay, and rock formations. One of these looks a bit like the shark from Fortnite here, namely this one. This reminds me like of the shark from Fortnite a couple of seasons ago. Was it Shark Island or something? I think that's what it was called. Let's have a look at the night level. Spooky nighttime in the tropics before we, well, have a look around running with the character. And then I'll have a look at the other biomes. See if we get a Synty character in this. Ooh, okay. Scarlet waiting on shaders for final capture. Rock on, man. No problem. Skylight's still waiting. Waiting on multiple directional lights are competing to be the single one used for forward shading translucent water or volumetric fog. Please adjust their forward shading priority. As a fallback, the main directional light will be selected based on overall brightness. Well, thank you. That would explain why the light looks a little bit off. Okay, let's avoid the night level for now. Let's come back to that. Get my sunglasses, please. Okay, no problem. That's fine. We'll work on that later. So, tropical demo scene is the main one. Let's focus on that. Do you know, Baraka, speaking of only not even a 4090 can run the game you mentioned without flaws, I have kind of a feeling that's why MetaHuman Creator is technically a cloud solution. I'm going to go bring the next level into my project here. So I'm going to go and open that up in Unreal Engine 4 again. Because I thought at first this is a little I mean, I appreciate them, doing all that in the cloud, so it makes it fairly easy. You don't have to install stuff. Also means you don't really have access to the underlying technology, so nobody can really reverse engineer it. So there's all kinds of benefits with that. But on another level, I have a feeling you need hardware so strong it's not available to consumers right now. And if things are running in the cloud, you can literally just throw convert in place. You can throw all kinds of resources at it, and the consumer doesn't even know. You just fiddle with a few, few dials in a web interface type thing, and out comes the data you need. But I have a feeling if it were actually running on your local system, you would see such a tank in performance. It's insane. Just a guess. But I think that is why. Let's go migrate that. Nature Biomes actually. Let me go and rename that. Swamp, because I think in my other project that is already called that, isn't it? Yeah, it's just called Nature Biome, so I don't want them to interfere with one another. Oops. Now, was that such a good idea? I don't know. Yes, do you know what? It's true. I use my C drive as an intermediate drive, so I don't use that to... I think Unreal Engine is installed there, and funny enough, all the assets it downloads from the marketplace here. Like if you go to your library, anything that, like any of these things here that you've downloaded and then turned into a project, it keeps cache data around, and that is stored wherever Unreal Engine is installed. And I have a 2 terabyte M2 drive as my C drive, and it's getting full. And I was thinking, with what? I never install anything, and it is Unreal Engine assets that get buffered that way. So yeah, you're absolutely right. That is exactly how it happens. Oh yeah, it'll suffice. It's not so much that. It's more the fact that it's basically a running version of Unreal Engine in the cloud, and you get to see its output. So the streaming is usually not a problem to get it to you. It's more like what were to happen if you had that instance running on your local rig. It would be like 1 frame a second, so to say. Hey, Mr. Brian, how's it going? That is totally fine. We're glad you're here. The start was basically just, you know, Jay loads and watches bars go from left to right while drinking coffee type thing. So you haven't missed all that much. Like, you know, the time sync, you know, comes to Jay's house frequently. I'm glad I could share it with you. How's your day been, Brian? Good to see you. Sorry the other stream fell through. Hopefully we can repeat it next week or the week after. Something along those lines. Migrate. All of it. Yes. We migrate to... Unreal projects. Into here. Into content. Boom. Migration successfully completed, so no need to compile shaders here. I might actually just go and open this again and bring in the third project, so it can just do its thing while we do our thing. Virtual warehouse. Ooh. Isn't that always the case? You try to do something from scratch, all of a sudden it's a time sink. So true. Biomes swamp. What else we got? We got the forest. And converted place. We're good. Could even skip the conversion. That would be really living on the edge. On the edge. So I suppose it even tells me here, this is 151 gigabytes that it is cached to my vault content. I don't know if there's a way to tell it where vault content lives while we're waiting here. Maybe there is a way. No. What a shame. Thought there might have been. The vault allows you to easily remove or update vault items without worry of impacting projects you have already created. Haha, indeed. Thanks, Unreal Engine. Appreciate that. Brian, we're looking at these biomes from the Polygon store, and hopefully get a playable Synty character in, and maybe even do like a level switching thing. But hey, very much still in the setup process and just looking at the assets type thing. Oh, this one wants to compile the shaders. Gotcha. No worries. Demo scene spreadsheets. Oh, no, that's empty. And test is also empty. Good. So then this, let me rename that to forest. Are you with me on Real Engine? Clearly not. He can only do one thing at a time. It's cool. And I'll leave you to compile the shaders. That's fine. Do you know, it does? Yes. So true. Everything takes so much time. That is so true. There's really no such thing as I'll quickly do this. And sometimes it's, you know, yeah, maybe you could be faster at it if you do it all day. Maybe there's a better tool. But the point is, even if you could do everything yourself and you're really fast at it, it would still be an unbelievably time-consuming concept. This is true. It's so true. Like this shows. I'm just renaming that folder. No, you're not. I might as well just take the beginning of it off here, make that a bit shorter. It doesn't all need to be called Polygon Nature Biomes. Biomes is fine. Boom. It's a simple process like, hey, I have a high-res object and I have a low-res object, and I'd like to bake the normal detail from the high-res object onto the low-res object. How long is that going to take? It shouldn't really be more than 5 minutes, right? I mean, it's one object. What could possibly go wrong? After a lot of testing, okay, well, it kind of takes 30 minutes to actually find the right assets, to export them out in the formats that the target application understands. And once we've done that, how do I use target application again? Let's test that. Oh yeah, good. Does that work? No, that didn't work. Let's try that again, shall we? Setting, rebaking. Oh my God. 3 hours later, I'll be okay with the high-res object. True story. It's just what happens, isn't it? Well, I'll be okay without the detail. It is what it is. You're right. I've often wondered, in my mind, I'm always like, my friend and I, we always have this classic thing that he says, do you want to have a chat? And I said, great, yes, I'm free. Give me 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes, and I'll be there. I'll grab my headphones and we can go. And it never is 5 minutes. And what in my mind is 5 minutes is actually closer to half an hour, sometimes even longer than that. So I think I need a bit of a reality check how long 5 minutes actually is. True story. Now, can you believe this has been going for, the stream has been going for 44 minutes? I haven't really accomplished all that much. I wonder what the ratio is. Like 1 minute is 1 day, or is it more like 1 minute is 1 hour? Lighting needs to be rebuilt. Lighting isn't even going to be used in this thing here. We'll migrate all of that out to, hey, it's still fun though. I think that is one thing that we must remember. As long as it's fun, it's totally okay. Boom, perfect. Thank you, Unreal Engine. Gonna go close this down and see how these puppies are doing in my target app here. So biomes forest, let's have a look. That, and in maps we have demo scene, we have meadow. Okay, meadow it is. Let's have a look. Nancy, what's it like for you? Do you feel that as well? That there's literally time dilation? I think that's a good word for it, time dilation. That sounds very sci-fi, doesn't it? That you think, hey, I'm just going to do this for half an hour, and then really it takes you 3 hours to do something. And I find that is more so even when I enjoy the process. Like, I remember when, well, occasionally, and in an office job, that's often the case when you do something that you don't really want to do, that you're not that passionate about. I'm not saying that you should be doing office jobs that you're not passionate about. I'm just saying when you watch the time and you think, oh my God, is it really only 12:30 and I can go home at 5 o'clock? Do I really have to do that time? Time seems to take forever to pass. And, you know, it's just every time you look at the clock, it's only 5 minutes have passed. But if you're really in the flow and if you're doing something that you enjoy, all of a sudden 5 minutes, it's like, oh my God, it's 4 o'clock. Where did that go? Well, you'll hear then multiple directional lights. Oh yeah, so I don't even know how to really fix that and what it means. But I guess we're gonna have to take a crack at this because the night level didn't look great. And this daytime level also doesn't look great as a result of directional lights. See if we can figure this out. Well, actually, perhaps I should make a copy of that first. Let's go and duplicate that to meadow lights fixed. And let's go and open that, and then I'll mess around in that so I have an original to go back to. Can we filter this out by something like lights? Yes, directional lights, perfect. Got directional and a light source. So if you disable that looks terrible, and if we disable that looks also terrible. Okay, good. That's perfect. Why are these things even in here? That one's here. That one is there. Yeah, this one. I wager we can just go and take that out. Excellent, fixed it. Now the reason why this keeps readjusting itself is probably the post-process volume. So that looks like it's a little bit harsh. What other lights do we have in here? All lights, so that's them. That's them, okay, cool, no worries. Oops. So the post-process volume. There's probably like an exposure setting here. Auto exposure, let's enable that. And exposure compensation, let's make that a bit easier on the eye here. Could also be because we don't have a sky in there. Oh, we do actually. We do. Well, Unreal Engine 5 has a really nice sky system, so I might bring that in instead. You kind of see the bottom ground plane here. That isn't very nice. This is a landscape object. Okay, so if we want to take that away, now I've removed the water accidentally. Sorry, man, I didn't mean to do that. But there was really nothing else underneath it there. So landscape, that I don't think that has the right shader then. So this looks like it needs a little bit of work. I think the tropics, they worked really well. this one I think needs a little bit of additional work. It's also not as big as I had expected it, so maybe this is not the right level. What we got then? We've got, this was the meadow, just meadow. Let me see what the demo scene looks like. So the tropics, they look excellent. This is a little tiny. I had expected that to be much larger level. So very possibly haven't quite opened the correct one. There's also landscape material here, so perhaps I should have applied that to the landscape where the thing was missing. So Baracus, we always have that the stream begins to stutter at your end kind of about half an hour after you started watching. I can assure you it's not in America. America looks great. We have made America great again, and it stayed great, so that's very good. And the last hour of the day is definitely 3 hours long. I totally agree. Brian, I completely agree. Yes, do you know, Nancy, I relate. Julia has alarms for, you know, meetings and stuff. And for me, they keep going on all the time, but they're really no more than 2 or 3 alarms at a time. When I'm thinking, hasn't the alarm just gone off? And dude, that was 5 hours ago. That wasn't just 10 minutes ago. Crazy stuff. Oh, Firefox. That is very efficient, isn't it? So efficient. Right, reminds you of Genshin Impact. I like it. Yeah, this is the larger level, isn't it? So perfect. And this also doesn't seem to have that that issue that we had with the landscape. So yeah, of course, Synty delivers. Wrong file, Jay, wrong file. I think still this is a bit, give me the sunglasses. So let's grab the post-process volume. And oh yeah, exposure compensation 11. Well, why don't we make that 1? 1 is perhaps a little bit too dark. 3, we're getting there. How about 5? 5, do I hear 7? 7, anybody? Okay, 10. 10, go once, going twice. 11. No, see, that was kind of the sweet spot here. 10.2, going once, twice. Oh, we do histogram, and then we just go closer to 1 or even 0. Histogram can be a little tricky sometimes because it takes everything into consideration. So you have a few dark objects and it raises everything. You have 2 light objects and then it lowers everything. This is going to work though. Also, we didn't get any issues with what's it called? The brain, hello. Lights is what I was trying to say. Sweet! So this is the forest biome. Oh, we've got Stonehenge over here. With the little river and everything. Very cool. So this was made in Unreal Engine 4. So it'll be probably easy and cool to replace this water with the Unreal Engine water plugin and then have running water. Ooh, so many cool things we can try. Stonehenge! How's it going? Who rearranged the stones? That's not what that looked like when I was last there, which was 20 years ago, so things could have happened since then. Wheelchairs changed so much. I don't remember the windmill in the neighborhood either. There we go, there's running water. Cute, isn't it? Little mini waterfall. Dig me too. How's it going, buddy? Good to see you. Oh really? If you set EV100 and max EV100 both to -0, you get rid of the auto exposure, so you have full control of the exposure. Thank you for the tip. Oh, that is cool. I didn't know that. I kind of like a little bit of auto exposure. It's just that sometimes it gets a little carried away. Oh, you can make that rotate. That is very pretty. Vast, vast landscapes. Let's remake Skyrim. Very nice. Well, let me try to bring in a player start and see if we can run around in here, perhaps. How do we do that again in Unreal Engine? Let's try this somewhere. Was that a basic thing? Player start. There we go. Let's go pop that in here somewhere. Really, that doesn't work. What, F doesn't work on a player start? Why not? It's a bit grassy here, isn't it? Let's go and move you away here to where it's less, you know, grassy. Like here. That's a good player start here. Does it work here? No, it doesn't work. Fine. I don't know why. I might never find out. I'm okay with that. Okay, there. Righty, let's see if this works. Hit play and there's our character. Oh, collision stuff needs to be removed from wherever you're running, buddy. What are you running on? What was she running on? I don't even see a collision object here. I have no idea what that's about. That sort of puts a little bit of on Sunshine. That's exactly right. Maybe she's Casey from Casey and the Sunshine Band. It must be walking on something, but it's unselectable in the level. What's going down? That is not what I had expected. It doesn't happen on the other levels, does it? Could always have a look. If that was the forest, this was the tropical thing. Was that the demo scene? I think it might have been. No, actually it wasn't. It was the tropical demo scene. Save selected. Dang. Things we hadn't expected. Nor do we know how to solve it. Dun dun. It's got to be some kind of group object that has collisions enabled or something. How uncool would that be? Oop. So like maybe start here. Player size, bad size. Well, make it better, you know. No, not that. Dang. And the crabs are running away. That is very cool. Which one's my player start? Man. Bad size. I'll never understand what this means. I'm also okay with that. Maybe I don't need to know. And now it's not a bad size anymore. That's good. I have a feeling it's probably got something to do with it intersecting with stuff. There we go. It doesn't happen here. That's nice. That is good. This is very cute. The little crabs that run away. Very nice. All right, that's a good idea too. We just change the collision capsule and don't collide with. I'd still have to figure out what the object is that it was originally colliding with. So we'll do that later. That sounds good though. Thanks, appreciate your tips, by the way. That is really nice. Have you had much experience with Unreal Engine? So this works fine here. Let's see if that works in the swamp as well. Swampy level. Did we check out the swamp? I don't recall. We haven't, have we? We haven't. Swamp. No, hang on. Do we actually have a map with this? Maps. We have a demo scene for the swamp. Let's check it out. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad it's working for you. Yeah, sometimes the biggest challenge is really converting assets you want to use. And my advice on that front is don't. DAZ assets work great inside DAZ Studio because they're made for that. Like Reallusion assets work great in iClone and Character Creator. And Unreal Engine assets work great inside Unreal Engine. But the most problems people always encounter is, I want to use DAZ asset in Unreal Engine. I want to use DAZ asset in Blender. How do I do that? Well, you basically rebuild it from scratch. There's just so much work involved to transfer the shaders. And rigging, that's a major issue. But if you use these things for what they were designed for, it's often quite nice what you can do. Ooh, it's all hazy. I like it. This could be our player start area here. Bad size my foot. Don't be bad. Be good. All right. Collision issues. Be gone. No collision issues. Aha. Goody. This is very exciting. Poor little guy died there. Now things are grown out of him. Oh man, he was tied to this pole, wasn't he? These are just ideal levels to build your adventure game in. Krabby is back. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, there's got to be, all of these apps are really cool, and you could literally spend a lifetime checking out what you can do with them. But if you're working on a project, sometimes you got to make the tough decision to say, sorry man, I don't have the time to check that out. But it is true, it's been something that I'd love to look into. I just don't have the time to familiarize myself with that. They have great assets, they have a really cool ecosystem, and stuff you can do with it is really funky. I've just played the Forgotten City. Got 2 endings so far, and they used Reallusion characters for all the characters. And it's kind of a story-driven game, so you go and walk around and talk to people and do missions and all. Whoops. And they're all Reallusion characters. And it was really nice what they've done with that. It's an Unreal Engine game made in Unreal Engine 5, I think. And it's really nice to see that connection working so well, because aside from the clothing, they didn't do cloth dynamics. They had conforming clothing basically on everything that looked a little naff. I mean, they're all wearing togas, and when they walk around, the cloth, they could have done more with it. But on the other hand, it's a small team of like 3 people, and they did everything, and they've released a game in that quality. And I'm thinking, yeah, you know, totally forgiven that. No problem with the clothing. If ever you feel like it, do it. Do it in the next game. But many of us, we don't even get to that point where you get to release something that is enjoyable by a larger audience. You know what I mean? At least you get a rig for the DAZ models that way. That is true. Yes, that is true. How do we all do DAS to Unreal? Well, most of us don't. we try and we fail. That is how we do that. Yeah, so Roy is using something called GLK, and that apparently is currently the easiest thing to transfer the skeleton. I'm not sure if that is a solution for the future. I would look into mesh to metahuman for that and literally ditch the DAS rig, ditch everything except for the shape, and don't try to convert it, and literally use the metahumans with that. Get familiar with that, and then bring in the shape of your head and your body and put that on a metahuman. That is how I would do it. That sounds like a very clean approach that then also ties into any potential upgrades that the metahumans will receive over time. If you have something like your own rig and you have to invest a lot of work into making it work with the Unreal Engine skeleton, it's, you know, I'm wondering if you're shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, we know how fast Unreal Engine upgrades, so just food for thought. I haven't tried it myself at all with mesh to metahuman, but that is something that is on my list of things to do, to try. And that would solve, you know, the issue of bringing the skeleton across. You just deal with the epic skeleton. Just save everything before things get really bad. But yes, Maya is necessary. Like Baraka says, Maya is necessary to use GLK. Okay, so biomes are in. Why don't we stick with this or the tropics? I don't mind. And see if we can get a Synty character to walk around instead of the Unreal Engine skeleton. Let's do that. Let's do that. So first of all, let's see what characters I have, or what packets I have that we can use for this, that I installed. Sci-fi city, western, zombies. I'm not sure which ones will work. Heist, nightclubs. Nightclubs could be good. Prototype is always something. Nightclubs, kids. Duh. It's the regular city ones. I might just use the nightclubs here. Do that. That's already 5.1, I think. Let me go transfer those over. Hey, Mr. Chris, how's it going? Do you know, I don't either. I think DAS Studio is great for certain things, and Unreal Engine is also good for certain things. Nobody says you have to go and bring DAS characters into Unreal Engine and render them there. I think what DAS Studio struggles with a little bit is larger scenes and characters together. What it excels at is characters conforming clothing, deforced clothing, rendered against a transparent background. That's perfect. Single character, transparent background, even multiple characters. But environments, I would say either convert them into HDRIs and render them that way, much faster, matches the lighting, or utilize Unreal Engine to pick multiple spots in your scene, render out HDRIs from Unreal Engine, use them as HDRI backdrops in DAS Studio, get a bit of depth of field in there. Fast rendering, benefits of both worlds coming together. Unless you want to make a fully animated affair, yes, absolutely. Try something with characters, but as I said, conversions, content conversions, that's usually where the biggest problem and the biggest time sink lies. Where's the open button? I don't even know where that is. How about browse? Let's use that. Nightclubs 5.1. Let's do that. What's Mr. Chris up to today? And Miss Meg is here as well. Hello, hello, welcome. Wonderful to see you. Always nice of you to pop in. Always good. All right. Nightclubs. I'm going to bring in the whole thing. Migrate. And biomes demo content. They have some cool characters in there. They might not be dressed for the occasion, but it's all that I have right now. We can always swap them out. We can swap them out later. 1,100 assets. Of course they are. Yes, absolutely. Definitely tax deductible. If you're making cash with them, yes, absolutely. Cash or peripheral cash, yes, absolutely. DAS assets, game assets. Even video games, to a certain extent, depends on what you're doing with them and how you're using them. But if you're using them either as background generators to create art, perfectly legit. If you're streaming games and you're making commercial income with that, definitely tax deductible. 100%. Yes, of course, you streamed earlier, that's true. And tonight there's going to be Betty Boop cartoon with the Saturday Night Socials. I like it. Good to hear, Chris. Now, can I remember how to do this character conversion here? Can I? Good thing is I have an article on that where I've written the steps down. So I suppose this is our third person blueprint. Let me just go and dock that here. We're going to have to do some work in here in the viewport. Quinn is going to be replaced with something. I wonder if I can remember it from the top of my head. Let's go dock this here and then we don't have to open it up all the time. So I'll put all of these things in here. I think the first thing that we need is, since my Synty guys are based on Unreal Engine 4, we're going to go and copy this guy here, the retargeter UE4 to 5. Is that what we copy? I don't even recall. Let's look in Jay's article, see if we can find out. Let's spare ourselves the adverts. And have a look at Synty things. Retargeting Synty characters in Unreal Engine 5.1 fitsuit method. Perfect. I've figured this out in February. And I'm glad I made a note of it because now it's April and I've forgotten how to do it. Good stuff. Duplicate the existing IK rig from the UE5 mannequin, correct the bone chains, create an IK retargeter and match the poses, add the retarget pose from mesh to animation blueprint, invisibilize the default mannequin and make it the fit suit. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're copying the rig first. So IK mannequin, enter characters, mannequins rig. Okay, yes, I remember now. Characters, mannequins, rigs, IK mannequin. So we're going to go and pop that into here, into blueprints perhaps. Copy here. That's the one. We're going to call that one IK rig Synty. All right. What next? We're going to go and change the preview skeleton to one of our Synty guys. And then we'll fix those things. Okay, yes, I remember now. So this system is really cool. that we don't retarget the animations. We build this retargeter asset, and that then goes and drives the Synty character or any other character from the bones of the current skeleton that is perfectly working, so we don't have to re-rig that. That is quite nice. So this is Manny, not Quinn. So Manny is the underlying guy for Quinn. And here we just need to quickly have a look at what people we actually have in our nightclubs scene. Meshes characters, like any of these guys will do. Nightclub bartender. Yeah, nightclub bartender, let's use him. We're going to put that guy in here. No, we don't want to do that. Am I doing that right? Because this is the Unreal Engine 5 mannequin. Is that really right? I think I may have written this out wrong here. I think we should have used the one from the UE4 mannequin. And yes, indeed, that is from the Synty Biomes here. Let me give you a link, actually. I have it here. This is that Biomes Season 1. They're currently on sale, and it's really nice. It's a pack of 3 biomes, and I thought I'm going to check them out. They look really nice. Let me go and pop that link into here. Ding! There you go. I think I need the one from the Unreal Engine 4 skeleton and not this guy, because this guy can actually change this to... No, maybe I'm correct here. Maybe I'll use this. Let me use this. Yeah, I'll use this. That's okay. Let's use this. So this is now the slightly more complicated process. These things are the arcade chains. We just tell them where they are on the character, and then things just go and follow from there. Let me go and zoom in here so my face isn't in the way. Spine, all of this is correct, but the fingers, I think they're not. I think I need to infer them. Start bone, end bone. I think... Is that actually how I do it? That is how I do it. So left pinky is just called... So the Synty characters, they don't have 5 fingers. That is basically the problem. So we're going to go and map them. If you look closely, they have these types of hands. So they have one thumb, whoops, and one index finger, and then kind of 3 fingers together. So what I'm going to do is the hand mapping. I'm going to go and put the thumb on the thumb, and then the index and the middle finger, they go on what they call finger 1 here, I think. And then this is going to be called finger 2. That was the plan. So on the pinky then, we don't really have that. We only have index finger and finger. That's what it's called. So this is going to be called finger, and this is going to be index finger. So the pinky is then the finger. So from 1 to finger 4. Ring finger is the same thing. That's going to be finger 1 to finger 4. Left ring finger, that's the actual, that's together with the index finger. So that's index finger 1 to index finger 4. Then we have the thumb. Thumb is actually correct. Thumb 1 to thumb 3. Then left middle finger, that's also just index finger. So finger 1 to index 4. And then we have the actual index finger, which is going to be index 1 to index 4. Did I do that correctly? That's index finger. No, this should also be index finger, the middle finger as well. Yeah, it is index finger, perfect. And then we have the thumb, and then we have the left ring finger. That should just be finger. Then I thought I had made a mistake here. So that's going to be finger 1 to finger 4. Okay, so far so good. Alex F, howdy, how's it going? It's not Axel F from the 80s, it's Alex F. Wonderful to see you, buddy. Welcome in. Happy Saturday. So right hand, same thing. Right is going to be the right pinky. That is going to be just finger. So finger 1R to finger 4R. Then the ring finger is also finger. So finger to finger. Then the right thumb, that's the thumb, that's correct, I believe. Thumb R to thumb 3R, perfect. Middle finger, that is going to be the index finger. So index right and index right. And the middle finger is also the index finger. Index 1 to, in our case, in fact, index 4. Man, I've changed the thumb. I didn't mean to do that. Thumb stays here. Index to index. Index R. Index R. And then I'm going to leave the rest as it is. So that's all I've done basically to give the 5-finger Unreal Engine skeleton, map that onto this is 1 finger, this is 1 finger, and this is 1 finger on the Synty skeleton. And the poses we're going to correct, I think, in the next step. So I think that is all so far. Let me in fact also go and link to this article that I'm following here. That is really helping me to easy, right? Yes, that's really helping me just remember what I'm doing here. Create the IK retargeter asset, and that we need to do. We can probably close this one. The retargeter asset, that is so the IK rig is the thing that infers the target skeleton. Then the IK retargeter is the asset that uses this rig and infers the motion, so infers the old skeleton to new skeleton thing, and that is, I think, under the animation somewhere. No. Input, no. Material, physics, sounds, the user interface, no. Under animation. It was under animation. Didn't I look there? Oh, there it is. IK rig, IK retargeter. There we go. And we need to set the source rig, which is this one here. And this is going to be IK ret cinti. Okay. See if I remember that. So this is now where we go and change the pose. So we have a source skeleton, which is our Synty rig, and our target skeleton is in fact the Unreal Engine 5 mannequin. So Manny in my case. I think preview mesh is this, which is IK mannequin. That one. And that's Manny, like we've seen him before. This doesn't look so hot, so let's go and pop him to the side for now, and we're going to go and match the Synty pose up with this guy here. In fact, that's why it probably was on 0J. And the way to do that is source and edit mode, I think, and go and see if we can select that from here. So it's the left clavicle. It needs a bit of an adjustment here. Whoops. Hello, that is incorrect. Left clavicle. I was meant the right clavicle. Sorry about that. Either way is fine. Just look at the right thing and then do the right thing. This goes down, I think, by 40 probably. Then the upper arm comes in by 20, and I think the hand Also does 20. There's something else with the lower arm actually. The lower arm can do 10 here, 20 maybe. Or I could just go and follow my article in which I've worked out these values. Duh. Have I? Upper arms 50. I might split this out into a little table here. So, and this is what we're aiming for eventually. So this is what it's going to look like. So upper arms 50 down, lower arms 40. Wasn't there more to it than that? Sure, the clavicle was involved. I'm sure there was. Dragonate! How's it going, buddy? Oh, Meg, that is so sad. What a shame. Nate, thank you so much for being a channel member for 25 months. And and thank you for sharing it with us. And did you know that if you are a channel member here, then you get to use one of these notifications once a month? It's been years, YouTube. Yes, you do. Let me go undo this and see if I can do this again here. Whoops. Probably helps if I go and press the correct things. Was the clavicle not involved? Perhaps it wasn't. I thought it was. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was the upper arm. I'm pretty sure it wasn't the upper arm. It could also be that I've explained this in my YouTube video. Yeah, maybe it wasn't the clavicle at all. It was the upper arm, wasn't it? Duh! Upper arm. Then we have the lower arm. Now I remember. This is one of those things that really gets me with 3D apps, that it's so easy to forget how to do things if you don't constantly do it. And then we tweak the hand down. That should work. That should work. So then upper arm right. There is actually a little bug in Unreal Engine, just in case you're doing this and you're selecting something like lower arm and you want to twist this. Now it doesn't work. It doesn't select it here. So you have to just alt left click the viewport and then this thing is active. I don't know why. It just is. $40 like this, and then the hand will bring that in. Did I say 10? Did I say 20? I think I said 10, didn't I, there? That should work. I think the legs, they could do with a minor adjustment. So this is not a 10 adjustment. I think this is now a much smaller adjustment. I think that's left thigh and right thigh. Let me go pop snapping to... Yes, Meg, because I know you like the Synty assets as well, so... Oh no, that's actually not even 5. That's 1 then, isn't it? Oh, it's because I'm not on rotation. Damn it! Jay, what are you not doing? Yeah, there we go, 5. And then left thigh as well. 5. Okay, that should do the trick. Reset, just in case you messed it up so bad and you think, I just want to start from scratch. Reset is going to do that. Okay, I think I'm good. I think I can come out of edit mode. And now I'm going to go and move my Unreal Engine guy over here. Now we're both in the kind of in the same position. And yeah, I think that's good now, isn't it? Should I be concerned that this is the wrong way around? Perhaps I'll just, crack on and not worry about it. I'm breaking bones, yes. Did I? Let me do that then, if you say so. I think I've just got the offset wrong. I've just got I think this guy I'm moving over to here. I think it's, yeah. I'm sorry, again. Source offset, there, okay. I thought it was a target, but hey, very possibly not. So you think the clavicle's also down? It looks like it, actually. Yeah, it looks like it. I might bring those down 10 and then compensate on the upper arm with that. Might not be a bad idea. Sorry, I should be on the... Was I on the source? Do you know, I think I've got my guys mixed up here. This shouldn't be the source, should be the... Have I botched it up? I think I've made a major mistake here. I think something doesn't feel right here. You know, yes, I've made the classic mistake that I've used my Synty rig as the source, and of course I shouldn't have done that. I should have used the IK mannequin as the source, not the Synty rig. So I'll see if I can just swap it over here. So the source needs to be IK mannequin, and the target needs to be, yeah, so I've messed it up basically. The target needs to be Synty. So sorry, buddy. Reset all, and we'll do that with the source as well. Reset all. I'm so sorry. There we go. And now it makes perfect sense that this needs to be... Dang. Well, now since we need to do the clavicle again anyway, let's go. Source stays as it is. We're going to change the target in edit mode. And gotta be so careful. Your legs are less sore. That is good to hear. That with the rod thing, that doesn't sound so good, Nate. What's going on there? Don't ram rods into legs. Clearly not a good idea. This, Meg, just checking, this was from the video, I suppose, right? Oop. Let me go 10. Then the lower arm goes 40. You know, that looks much better. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate that. Lower arm also, is it 30 we're thinking? 30 is probably good. And then hand. $10, $15. Let's do 15 since we're in 5 increments here. That's that. So clavicle R comes down by 10. Then upper arm R comes down by kind of 40. And lower arm R comes down by kind of 40 like this. And then hand R 15. See how that goes. And then thigh R 5, and then thigh L. Boom. Okay, source is the Unreal Engine mannequin, target is our Synty guy. Target move over, that makes much more sense now. Oh, that doesn't look good. That is a bit stiff. I wonder if... if my spine IK chain is okay. So it looks like the legs are fine, the arms are fine, but I think the retarget root isn't the root, it's the pelvis. That is the root. Let's go and undo that. So target, I think the root. How do we do that? The retarget root might just need to be the root rather than the pelvis. I'm thinking. That's Nate after jogging. That is exactly right. Yeah, spine bone is stiff. I think that IK chain isn't correct. Maybe we need to go back into the IK rig for Synty and see what that is set to. That's set to spine 1 to spine. Oh yeah, there we go. That needs to end. Well spotted. That needs to go to spine 3. If we go and save that with a bit of luck. Let's see, doesn't walk forward. That looks way better. I fixed something. That is really cool. CASG, thank you so much. And Mr. John, how's it going this fine evening? Good to see you. Good to see you, sir. We're just live retargeting skeletons from one mannequin to another. And our brain doesn't bleed, isn't that cool? Let's go! Absolutely. Good to hear, John. Good to hear. Good to hear, John. Do we also have jog? This is walk. Was there something like jog? Run forward. There we go. If it works with these, it'll work with everything. This is really, really cool. I'm really pleased. Half remembered how to do it, half didn't. And I'm so glad my article is still there to save us all. That's cool. Okay, let's go and save this guy and then create the last piece of the puzzle here. And that is the animation blueprint. So we need to go and do that to pick up the motion of the source character and infer the bone rotation. And I think for that, what do we need? Do we need the regular mannequin skeleton? I think so. What does my article suggest? Animation blueprint. Okay, so that's going to be the skeleton that the Synty guys give us. So not the airboat, not the steam cart, not the turtle rig, even though that's nice to have. It's this one here, the skeleton that comes with this pack. So every Synty character pack will have their own version of the Unreal Engine 4 skeleton, but all characters in that pack share it. So we need to just pick that. So if you have multiple packs in here, I believe you need to create an animation blueprint and this retargeter assets for every pack. I think, I'm not entirely sure actually. I'll let you know once I know. So I'm going to call this one Synty AnimBP. And that only needs one node. Blend poses. Retarget pose from mesh. There we go. That's it. And the source mesh is going to be the retargeter asset. So the one that we've just made, which is the IK retarget Synty. That is it. That is all we need to do in the animation blueprint, because it'll then be able to follow everything. And the warnings, they happen because some of our IK chains are incorrectly set up, or they target bones that don't exist. You can either remove them to get rid of the warnings or ignore it. Either works. Interestingly. And now we need to go put this all to the test in our third-person character blueprint. I believe we go and create ourselves another skeletal mesh. I think. Skeletal mesh. And I'm going to call that one Synty Mesh. And this is going to be like our bartender female, for example. And the reason why that looks like that is because I think I've misparented it. Let me go and create that underneath this mesh. I think that might be better. Skeletal mesh. Synty mesh. Mesh asset this. Yeah, there we go. Now its rotation is correct. Pose is not. But that's okay. Animation blueprint we need, and then the animation class here is the animation blueprint we've just made, Synty NMBP, and then that looks like it could be working. I think that is it. I believe I need to make my regular character invisible, so we'll disable their visibility. And I think the only other thing that we need to do is here under visibility based anim tick is always tick and refresh bones. And I think that is it. I think that is it. Don't quote me on it. But if we go walk around, it should walk around with the Synty character now. Isn't that crazy? And you have to remember this as well, and then do it time and time again. But it does work. It is insane. The amount of work. And this is where the time sync comes in. This is why this takes literally not 5 minutes. Even if you've done it 100 times. I think I might have gone a little bit too far with the hands. They look a little bit too angled in, so I might go and angle those out again. But I think the clavicle thing, that worked out really well. Hands and shoulders, that all looks handsome. We're going to give her a nice lock of hair, I'm thinking. Don't think she needs anything else. She could have glasses. Or we can try to pick a different mesh altogether. Hey, we're there, right? So we're getting there, we're getting there. Let me make that little adjustment with the hands. Just like by 5 or 10 degrees, so it's outwards a little bit. And then hair. So this would be, so kind of cool. So we did this in 2 hours. And a lot of that time was actually loading in the biomes. So this whole retargeting process, probably more like half an hour, 45 minutes, I think. No, that's not it. It's the retargeter asset that we need. And so target pose, edit, and then hand. I'll try 10. I'll try 10 for now, and then we know if that was too much, we can always go back. And right there. Right. 10. Okay. And then hair. Oh, let's just do one thing at a time. See if this works. Hey, howdy, Jeremy. How's it going, sir? How are our hands now? Yes, I think they're a little bit better. So that 10... We could probably be in the middle there. I mean, the hands are kind of stylized large, but I think that's... What do you prefer, this way, or... The old way was a little bit much. I think this way. Maybe we go with the middle. What do you think? What do you think? Simulating the hair is going to be a mission. Oh, we're not going to do that. We're going to go and just give him a hair prop. Let me do that. That and maybe sunglasses, because it is in the tropics, so we should have sunglasses. Let me go do that. With this mesh here, I'll go and say browse to it. That's the skeletal mesh, and let's open that. And we'll go and hair and glasses both go on the head here. I'll pop 2 sockets on there. Add a socket. Add, in fact, another socket. And this is going to be hair socket. And the next guy is going to be glasses socket. And we'll go with the hair first. attach a preview asset. Maybe this here, the green and red. Or like shorter blonde. Or the black. Black might go well with what she's wearing. But we can totally swap that out at runtime. So that's just 90 degrees. Like I don't know why, what it is with Unreal Engine, but X rotate 90 degrees. It's kind of, you know, how we, what needs to happen. Glasses as well. Like the sunglasses here. Agent sunglasses. All these funky red ones here. Maybe these ones. Yeah, 90 degrees. They actually look good at 85 as well for some reason. But I suppose the correct way would literally be to be 90, so. Okay, handsome. So we need to go and add those here as well. So those are static meshes now. I'll just call it glasses, and then I can probably just duplicate that and call that hair. And then this is the hair of our choice. So this is what she would look like with that. So that's also nice hair. We'll see which one we pick. And then the glasses, that's gonna be these ones here. And they're both in the middle here. And that is because we need to attach a component to a component now, I think, for that to work. So if we were to line them up in the viewport, the character would move, but the prop would literally just stay idle, and that's not a good look. By attaching them to the Synty mesh, I think it'll work nice. Attach component to component. And the target, I think, I always have to try these out. I think the target is the Synty mesh, and the parent is going to be like the hair and the glasses. And then socket name, that one's important. So the hair goes into hair socket. Let's try it out with the hair. Just compile and then see if it works in the viewport. No, it hasn't worked. So it's probably the other way around. I always do this. I think that goes, nope, yeah, that goes there, that goes here. I think, is that how it works? I always get that wrong. Yeah, there we go. That works. And the ears are kind of, it's probably more made for elf people, so I might go stick with the black hair. I think that might work better. There. Just so that we see it is actually correctly placing it in the correct spot. So then we go make a copy of that. Pop that into here. Go put that into parent. And then grab the glasses out like so. Glasses target, check. And then this is not going to be the hair socket, this is going to be the glasses socket. All right. Compile, viewport, yes! Woo-hoo! Wearing hair, wearing glasses. Awesome stuff. The Danny is here. How's it going, sir? Your head is overheating. Maybe you've been walking around in the swamp too much. Maybe, Brian. Hello? Yes, yes, it works. Hair moves up and down. Well, now we need to set up physics for all these things so that when she walks through it, they all move around a little bit. nanite for foliage next. Oh my. Oh, outhouse. Excellent. Let's use it. Do we have toilet paper though? Trying to figure things out. Aren't we all, Danny? Aren't we all? So now that this works so nicely in the swamp, let's see if we can go and make it work at a different level as well. How about the... This was the swamp. That was in fact the nightclub. The... This is a tropical demo scene. Let's try that. I'm so glad this works. Who needs toilet paper when you have plenty of leaves? That is so true. Yes, Danny, how did you do that? That's crazy good. That was also a little bit terrifying, you know? But that would be ideal for customized, symmetrized morphs down the middle. So it's a very good idea to do that. It's great as an example, but imagine doing it with subtlety, and you could make really handsome looking characters with that. Like, you know, rather than Michael to 100%, you dial him in like only for 5% or so until you have that, you know, not only the different shape on the face, but also different shape on the body. Very cool. See if this works. Yes. And then, whoops. Now we definitely need sunglasses. Woohoo! How exciting! In the bartender outfit. Now we need like that bar on the beach. Could we potentially... The little crabs, that's just so cute. Oh wow, character reacts with the water when they walk in. Did I see that right here? Yes, look at that. Oh wow. We don't have swim dynamics, but look at that. The little puddle that we get here when the character goes in and out. Wow, that is in the water? That comes for free. That is very cool. Oh, could that be the beach bar that we've been waiting for, anticipating? Oh, it's run down that place, isn't it? That is very nice. Like it's the Crab Shack C52. Clever that, isn't it? It's a fixer-upper, but it's cheap, you know. Comes free with the island. So if I saw this correctly, some of the vehicles that are in this pack are also skeletal meshes. Like there's a little mini boat or something. I wish I knew how to put vehicle, like driving mechanics on these types of things. That would be really cool. I would love for them to be able to just jump on, oh, this is a bit steep here, to jump on a boat or a car and just go drive this around. Very nice. And the birds are in the sky. Also, there's no land anywhere. It's like a tiny island in the South Pacific. Along with Deb's wheat plot. This fella looks familiar. I think I've seen something like this in Lonely Mountains Downhill. Right, like stuff like that, exactly. The Jeep, that's a good idea. I think what's the new driving thing in Unreal Engine 5? They've replaced it. They had one for Unreal Engine 4 and one for 5. Was it Physics and Chaos? I forgot. I don't remember. Supplies. Alright, so this is where we need to have our post-process volume do some adjustments here. I don't see that outer worldly gate here that I was so in love with, so I think you have to put that in manually. It's a fairly large level, this, but there was this thing that I thought worked so well with these biomes. You can buy them separately as well if you don't want the whole pack of 3. Tropical jungle, 2750. That is not bad at all. This, I really like those types of accents that you think, that is very, very out of this world. Ancient civilization, maybe connected with aliens, that sort of plot. And this is the night level with lots of emissions. See if we can find that additional light that we're struggling with there. Perhaps, you know, perhaps we'll do that tomorrow. So yeah, very nice. These are all shaders here. Very nice, that comes with it. And with the bundle you get like all these 3 packs. So this is the single one, usually 54, but you can buy them as that bundle that I've linked to. Together with so season 1, this suggests to me that maybe they're working on another season. That'd be kind of cool. It's a cave, it's quite nice, isn't it? Yes. Let's see if we can fiddle with the light, with the post-process volume just a tad. Then we have a little oh, there we go. Yeah, min and max. So we can't we change that here? Oh, why not? I can enable these things, but I then can't change the values. That's blasphemy, man. See if we're going to find that cave again. I don't recall where it was. Somewhere around here, wasn't it? I should implement sprinting quickly so that we can go and walk a little bit faster. Okay. Ooh, what's happening here? Yeah, I don't think the post-process volume is doing much. It would otherwise lift the blacks here already. I have to look into that. I don't really know all that much about how these things work. Yeah, but the darker sections, if I walk into darker stuff, that should brighten up, but it doesn't seem to want to do that. Oh, it's because it's manual, duh. Let's go with the histogram, and then we say, let's make it -2 and +2. Oh, basically 0. And now it makes sense. It wasn't set to histogram, it was on manual, and then of course I can't override values, that makes sense. Where's that cave? Type in cave and then it should just come up, shouldn't it? Toxic waste, Brian, that could be. Here it is. And what is this? Oh, it's a raft. It's a little raft. That is so cute. Whoops. Man, the ideas people have. I would love to do the same with the Polygon Shops pack. Shops are unbelievable as well. See how much we need when we're in here. We probably need a little bit more. Oh, was it this here? No. Why not? Oh, there we go. Max EV. Gotcha, gotcha. So we put that to like 20. And then we get this bright spot when we come back out. It takes a little bit of time to adjust here. Maybe 20 isn't all that. Yeah, we do need it. Otherwise, our eyes aren't adjusting properly. There's also water in the cave coming in from behind. I'm not entirely sure if that is good or kosher. Yes, and this isn't great. But that's just, you know, personal taste and adjustment. So I think maybe 20 is just a bit much. 5 we can probably talk about. Ooh, there it is, there it is. Perfect. So they have put it in. Ancient civilization. Ooh, that is nice. Camilla, welcome. I think I'm going to go sign off. It's been a fairly long, beefy session. This was nice. I'm thinking I could continue on with this tomorrow and see if we can either make a little character switcher. That'd be kind of nice. See if we can find this. What happens if I walk around in this? So, yeah, a little character switcher in which we can go and just use the cursor keys or use some other keys to switch between all the characters in the pack. Now, see, now the dark passages are a little bit too dark here. So exposure compensation is a bit of a mixed bag. Toxic waste brine. I think you've got something there. Not entirely sure about the plate tectonics here, if I say so myself. Not so good when it goes up and down, so that would need adjustment. I think this type of water here you could probably go and replace with the Unreal Engine 5 water. And then sprinting. I think sprinting is something that I'd like to just quickly add so that we can, at least for testing, run around a bit faster here. Sweet! Some biomes. Oh yeah, and then there was the issue of figuring out what was colliding with the character in the forest. Or was that just on that demo type level and not in the full level? I forgot. Yeah, I think this is what we'd have to do. Or the other thing you could do is put a different post-process volume in the cave. Or just put a light in the cave. That would also alleviate some of the problems. Thinking outside the box. Yeah, so then we avoid that transition there. What's a bartender stranded on an island in the South Pacific, I wonder? Also implement swimming mechanics. Fantastic. Do you know, that's a good idea, Jeremy. Let's hook up the portal so that you use that to switch between the levels. That's a good idea. And some eerily glowing thing. That is a great idea. Well, we'll have a look at that tomorrow. My friends, thank you so much for dropping by and joining me. It was a really nice, spontaneous 3D session. Wonderful that I could share it with all of you. I'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the wonderful Sunday. Have a great rest of Saturday, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Stop.